Hey guys, are you using mulch in your backyard garden? Well, if not, I think you should give it a try. This year, I started using mulch in my backyard garden, and I'm really loving the results that I'm getting. In this video, I'm going to share with you the types of mulch I'm using and how I'm using it. Let's check it out. So this year was the first year that I started experimenting with using mulch in my garden. And I've been experimenting with a couple different types of mulch. This right here we call plastic mulch, where you just put some holes in it. And it's good for keeping the weeds down, but also keeping the soil moist and happy underneath. A lot of small farmers and large farmers use mulching like this, and they'll set up some irrigation underneath the tarp. I haven't had to set up irrigation because my soil stays pretty wet, and that's why I've had to raise my rows up a little bit this year. I definitely recommend using raised beds when you build your garden because it helps with the drainage. Sometimes your soil can stay a little bit too wet without having a raised bed. So I first started experimenting with this plastic mulch, and I like the results. It can be a little tough to fertilize the plants. I end up having to cut it or make the holes a little bigger to get some fertilizer to the plants. As you can see with my tomatoes over here, the holes I made a lot bigger so I can get the fertilizer in there. I'm really happy with the straw. I first started using it for my raspberry plants, and I went really heavy on the straw thinking it was going to help with the weed pressure, but the thing I like the most is that it's just not letting my soil dry out at all on the top. So little by little I've been taking handfuls of the straw and spreading it out to my other plants, and it's making a world of difference as far as my soil not drying out and getting crusty. As you can see right here, the top layer gets a little crusty and dried out, but deep down, the soil's still pretty nice and moist. But if you come over here and pull back some of this mulch, it's a world of difference. It's so dark, wet, the worms are just alive under there. And last year I didn't mulch at all, and this year I'm planning on mulching everything. Even if it's just a little bit around the base of the plant, it's still just is going to lock in so much moisture and keep that soil and plant happy. My only complaint about this straw mulch is that the brand that I bought, which I'll put in the links below, says 99% weed free on it, which kind of sucks because I'm going through and I'm picking these out of them constantly. But it's not too bad, and it's worth the hassle because I'm having to water a lot less, and that soil just looks like worm castings when you pull this mulch back. It looks so good compared to over here, not covered yet. It's hard, dry. Yeah, so eventually I'm gonna buy some more straw and cover this whole area here. Experimenting over here, just planting some seeds to see how the seeds do popping through it. It's basically what I do in my garden. I experiment and see what works and try to make little improvements every year. Can't believe this is only my second year in this garden, and now I'm growing so many new things. First year growing celery, first year growing Brussels sprouts, first year growing asparagus, first year growing raspberries, first year growing blackberries, first year growing onions, first year growing watermelon. Have a little bit of experience growing tomatoes. I'm excited about these guys. Before I started my backyard garden, I was always trying to grow my tomatoes in pots in my alleyway in Queens. But now that I have the space and a lot more knowledge about growing and how to take care of these plants, they're doing so well. So yeah, really lucky. Sorry about the noise, my neighbor's using the weed whacker over there. You know, when you make these videos, it's kind of funny. As soon as you pick up the phone and start recording, somebody's gonna start making some noise, or some birds will be chirping real loud or something, but it is what it is. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Another first this year, growing sweet potatoes for the first time. Excited about that. These beans and peas, I initially started them out and I didn't mulch, and I noticed that the ground was drying out and it might have stunted the growth a little bit, but now that I put some mulch on, this ground's gonna start loosening up when those worms start getting happy underneath that mulch and making the magic happen. So definitely recommend, if you're not using mulch, you should do it. Wood chips work, straw, even the plastic mulching, whatever you can do, and it doesn't take much. Just a little bit makes a lot of difference. Gonna probably put some mulch back there too on these guys, on my pole beans and my sugar snap peas as well. Mulch it all, baby. All right, if you found that helpful, hit the like button and let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Having a blast making these videos for you, and can't wait to continue updating you on my garden. Have a great day. Stay healthy, friends.